You have been sold a massive lie your entire working life. Since you were in your 20s, the financial industry, the government, and every bloke at the pub have drilled the same equation into your head. Saving more money equals a better retirement. It sounds logical, it sounds fair. But in Australia, logic and fairness packed their bags and left the building a long time ago. When you hit age 67, the normal rules of mathematics stop applying to your money. Because of the way the Centrelink asset test is wired, having double the savings does not give you double the income. In fact, if you land in the wrong financial bucket, you can spend 30 years breaking your back doing hard yakka, miss out on family holidays and scrimp on every grocery bill, only to end up with the exact same weekly income as a bloke who spent his entire 50s at the track. Today, we are putting three superannuation balances head to head. We are looking at a homeowner couple retiring at 67 with $300,000, $600,000 and $900,000 in super. I'm going to show you the brutal, unvarnished truth about what these balances actually deliver in the real world. By the end of this, you will see exactly why the middle class is being taken for a ride and which balance actually wins the game. Let's get straight to the math.
To make this a fair fight, we are setting a strict baseline. We are looking at a married couple who own their own home outright. They have no mortgage and they are both 67 years old, meaning they are fully eligible for the age pension if their assets allow it. We are also assuming a standard drawdown rate of 5% from their superannuation. 5% is the industry standard for a safe withdrawal rate that ensures your money lasts through a 30-year retirement without eating the capital too fast.
The invisible referee in this fight is the Centrelink asset test. In 2026, a homeowner couple can have roughly $470,000 in assessable assets before their pension starts getting slashed. Once you cross that line, the government strips your pension away at a brutal rate until it completely disappears just over the $1 million mark. Keeping that in mind, let's look at our first couple. Society looks at a couple with $300,000 in super and calls them unprepared. The financial advisors will tell them they are going to struggle. The reality? They are arguably the most comfortable, stress-free retirees in the country. Here is the math. Because their $300,000 balance is well below the asset test threshold, they qualify for the maximum age pension. In 2026, the full pension for a couple, including supplements, pays out roughly $44,000 a year, tax-free, guaranteed by the Australian taxpayer.
Now, they take their $300,000 super balance and draw their safe 5%. That gives them an extra $15,000 a year in cash. Add that to the pension and they have an annual tax-free income of $59,000. But the cash is only half the story. Because they are on the full age pension, they hold the holy grail of Australian retirement, the pensioner concession card. This piece of plastic is a financial shield. It drastically slashes their council rates, chops down their electricity bills, reduces their car registration and caps their PBS medication costs to pocket change. If you add up the real-world value of those discounts, it is easily worth another $4,000 to $5,000 a year. Their total effective lifestyle value is sitting around $64,000 a year. And here is the kicker. They carry zero stress. If the stock market crashes by 20% tomorrow, they don't lose a second of sleep. The vast majority of their income is a government guarantee. They have won the game by staying under the radar. Now we look at the second couple. These two did everything right. They worked overtime, they skipped the expensive overseas trips, and they sacrificed their disposable income to double their super balance to $600,000. They are the definition of the responsible Australian middle class, and the system actively punishes them for it. Because they have $600,000, they have crossed the Centrelink tripwire. They are roughly $130,000 over the asset limit. The government applies the taper rate, stripping away a massive chunk of their pension. Their government support plummets from $44,000 down to about $33,000 a year. Now, they draw their 5% from their much larger super balance, giving them $30,000 in cash. Add that to their reduced pension and their total cash income is $63,000 a year. Read that again. The first couple had $59,000 in cash. The second couple, who saved a massive $300,000 more, only gets an extra $4,000 a year to show for it. That works out to a pathetic 1.3% return on that extra $300,000.
To make matters worse, this couple sacrificed their best years to save that money. They gave up holidays in their 50s to build a balance that essentially just replaces government money with their own money. They are carrying twice the market risk of the first couple for a lifestyle that is almost identical. They are firmly stuck in the taper trap, the dead zone, where saving more money yields absolutely no real-world benefit. Finally, we arrive at the third couple. With $900,000 in super, they are the envy of their neighbourhood. They are considered wealthy, self-funded and completely independent. But behind closed doors, the reality is entirely different. At $900,000, Centrelink essentially waves goodbye. Their age pension is practically zero. They receive no fortnightly safety net and they miss out on the deep discounts of the primary pensioner concession card.
Because they receive no government help, their entire lifestyle rests squarely on their own shoulders. If they stick to the safe 5% withdrawal rate, their $900,000 produces $45,000 a year. Wait a minute, the couple with $300,000 had a total income of $59,000. The couple with almost $1 million drawing at a safe rate only has $45,000. To achieve the exact same $59,000 lifestyle as the poor couple, the wealthy couple has to pull 6.5% out of their super every single year. They have to eat into their capital faster just to tread water.
And here is the psychological burden nobody talks about: market anxiety. When you are 100% self-funded, every dip in the stock market feels like a personal attack. If a global crisis hits and their $900,000 drops to $700,000, their required withdrawal rate spikes to over 8% just to keep the lights on. They spend their retirement glued to the financial news, terrified that a recession will force them to sell their house. They have total financial independence, but they have zero peace of mind. If you are reading the writing on the wall and realising you are heading straight for the $600,000 trap, do not panic. You have options. You just need to stop playing by the government's preferred rules and start playing tactical defence with your assets. The single biggest loophole in the Australian retirement system is your primary residence. Your family home is entirely exempt from the age pension asset test. It doesn't matter if your house is worth $800,000 or $3 million. Centrelink ignores it. If you have $600,000 in super and you're getting punished by the asset test, you can take $100,000 out of your super and legally sink it into your house. Upgrade the kitchen, put on a new roof, install top-of-the-line solar panels to kill your future energy bills, or fix the driveway. By doing this, you instantly drop your assessable assets down to $500,000. Your age pension immediately increases, your living costs drop because of the solar panels, and you get to enjoy a brand new kitchen. You are converting penalised cash into an exempt lifestyle asset.
Alternatively, look at the gifting rules. You are legally allowed to gift $10,000 a year or up to $30,000 over a 5-year rolling period without it affecting your pension. If your kids are struggling with a mortgage, handing them an early inheritance gets the money out of your assessable column and helps them when they actually need it, rather than waiting until you're in a wooden box. Finally, consider upgrading your car. If you're driving a 15-year-old rust bucket and you have too much cash in the bank, pull out $40,000 and buy a reliable, newer vehicle. Your bank balance drops, your pension goes up, and you secure your transport for the next decade.
So, which balance actually wins? The brutal truth is that the $300,000 balance provides the highest return on investment, the lowest psychological stress, and the maximum extraction of government benefits. The $600,000 balance is a mathematical dead zone that punishes you for your hard work. And the $900,000 balance forces you to carry the weight of the entire global economy on your shoulders just to match the lifestyle of a pensioner. Your goal should not be to simply amass as much money as humanly possible. Your goal must be to structure your assets so you extract every single drop of value out of the system you spent 40 years paying into. Don't be a spectator in your own financial life. Do the math, shift your assets, and protect your peace of mind.
If this breakdown opened your eyes and you want to keep the big funds and the government honest, do me a favour. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you really want to support the work I do here, click that join button below to become a member of the inner circle. I'm the Retired Aussie, and I will see you in the next one.